Hello, welcome back to another video. So if you guys saw the last video, you guys might have seen my initial thoughts on the Fang and the Sirocco. I have heavily underestimated how good these things are. So as you guys can probably tell, let me quickly go into facecam off mode so you guys can see for yourselves. I've maxed the pilot. You guys can see here, the pilot is maxed. For those of you who are wondering, I think these are probably the best skills you can go for. Actually, except for Thrill Seeker, I don't really think you need Thrill Seeker. I think this Titan works best if you spam durability and maybe speed on it. I don't think it actually needs that much speed. Durability is the most important thing on this Titan. With these skills that I have, alongside these current modules that I've got, they are not maxed out as you guys can see. It still has 1.7 million health in game, which is absurd. Next up, Fang and the Omen Fang. You guys will notice I have maxed out the pilot for one of them, the Omen Fang. I have also the modules is this. And then same case for here, the modules is this. This one is less upgraded as you guys can see. However, you guys will notice something. For both of these, I am running the jump unit. And you might be wondering, Yo-Yo, why are you running the jump unit? Well, let me just tell you this, okay? First things first, let's take a look at my normal Fang. This Fang, if you guys don't know, gets 180,000 health Aegis every time you deactivate your ability for 5 seconds. This can stack if you can get both charges off at the same time. This allows you to get some crazy stacking. You can get like a 400,000 health Aegis, which is, if you guys don't remember, what the Prime Outpost drone used to give, basically. Prime Outpost used to give 350,000 health Aegis every time you landed from flying. You guys will also notice that I have built nothing but speed on this thing. And there's going to be a reason for that. My Omen Fang has a maxed pilot, as you guys can see. And this thing basically also only has speed. So you might be wondering, Brother, why the heck are you running speed on this thing? Well, let me just showcase what this thing can do real quick in a custom game. So you guys might have seen yesterday, I was like, actually, yeah, let me just do this. So you guys might have thought yesterday, you guys have saw that most of the time you fight with Fang, you can't get kills. And it turns out the reason for that is because these shotguns, I thought they were bugged. What's probably happening is these shotguns actually deal damage based on the enemy's current health. They are not like the arms that deal damage based on their max health, so they're guaranteed to do 1% each time. These weapons deal damage based on how much health you have. Meaning, if you have a lot of health left, they hit like a truck. If you have no health left, they do pebbles for damage. Meaning, if you want to get as many kills as you can, these weapons are not the best. Meaning, if you want to go for kills, it's probably better to run 2 of the Harmaddans and 2 regular weapons like Fahrenheits, Kurokos, Makeras, basically any weapon that hits really hard. And these weapons are really good for getting your enemy from a lot of health to low health really fast. That is what their gimmick is. That being said, we also saw that Fang is fast, but it dies really fast. So let me showcase you on starting with probably the most hated map, Yamantau. I will showcase you just how insane the Fang is if you run it as specifically a beacon capper. So you guys will see I have the jump unit equipped on this thing. Fang's specialty is you play this thing like a Raven. So if you guys know, Raptor has a super jump. This thing also has a super jump. So you guys will notice this thing is pretty fast. Well, take a look at this. You capture a beacon, right? This thing has beacon operator because it's Saboteur. You can run from spawn to center beacon pretty consistently in one jump. Now, what makes this thing even more broken is you get your 2 beacons, you immediately use your mothership. Typically, you'll use a mothership that has a built-in ability, and you can jump from mid to enemy spawn in one jump, like this. And then if you want to, because you use jump module, you can immediately re-enter stealth and raid the enemy team beacon again. So this thing basically is built for speed. And then if you ever are caught out of your ability, you can just immediately jump again. And then you can also readjust your jump midair with another dash, like a Raven does. And you can just immediately slide around. So this thing is built to be a massive beacon capper. And you might think this is actually not as good as you think it is. Well, let me just showcase you what happens when you have a double jump active, okay? You can go from your spawn to here, right? And then you can go like, boom. And you can do a super speedy jump like this. And you actually fly through the air at such a fast speed that projectiles, like even the Veneer Vincier actually can't hit you. The Veneer Vincier will actually hit where you were because you're flying through the air so fast. So that's just a bit of a demonstration as to how stupid this thing can be. I will showcase you now what it looks like in an actual game. And if you guys notice, I actually run I think it's called the Beacon Operator skill. It's the one where you get 30% extra speed when the enemies have 3 beacons or more. My regular thing right now is built to be a beacon turnaround robot. So I'm sure some of you guys have the skill on your Loki. I think it's this one right here, Adamant Roadhog. Adamant Roadhog, if you guys don't know about it, basically if the enemy team has 3 or more beacons, you get 32.5 extra speed. This is insane. This turns Fang into literally a Formula 1 race car. So let me just showcase you. The way you're supposed to play this thing is like a drive-by machine. Remember how I said these weapons can't get kills easily? Well, these weapons are absolute machines at getting people low. So I like to play Beacon Rush typically. Instead of Beacon Rush or Domination, I don't recommend playing this thing too much in Team Deathmatch. But let me just show you how quickly this thing can get around and capture beacons. You do not want to rush beacons right away. You do want to play a little safe still. So you can just ignore your teammates if they're body blocking you and immediately go for spawn beacon like this. I will note, by the way, that this playstyle, Fang will be a power cell hungry bot because you are using jump unit like constantly. But just watch this, okay? I can do stuff like this. Oh, whoop, I messed up my jump there. Kind of screwed up my jump there because I forgot to use my ability at the right time. But the point is, this thing gets insane airtime. You'll see. Okay, so Loki over there. Okay, they're getting our mid beacon. You can also remember this thing does have built-in stealth nonstop, so you can actually just straight up do stuff like this. And notice how this Pathfinder does not even know we're here. So you can ambush enemies. Notice how I'm waiting right now for my ability charges to come back. I get into last stand and I immediately go back into stealth. So this bot's specialty is quite literally leaning into Saboteur. Now I can Bifrost. Okay, I'm locked down right now, but I do this. Okay, Pathfinder shoots me. I'm still mothershipped right now, by the way. Notice I'm still mothershipped, and now I go back into stealth. I can just dip. And notice how that enemy does not even see me, so I'm just still running. Oh my god, I need to get out. Oh, okay. He was smart there. He actually caught me. All right, but watch this. Now we just drop in with it. Oh, wait, what happened to the rest of our team? What? Okay, our teammates are kind of getting fried right now. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, this is the idea. You can literally leap across the entire map. I'm going from our spawn to their spawn in one ability. And notice how this Pathfinder's here? We can just finish him off. You can literally trade out your own kills. And notice how I'm going now from their spawn back to our spawn again. And now watch this. The Sirocco Titans fighting our Princeps. I just do this. Okay, we kind of got EMP'd there, unfortunately. But that's basically how you want to play this thing. This is not the best map for it. As you guys can see, the Dreadnought map is kind of formatted in a way that's hard for the to actually jump around. I would say the best maps for the Fang are probably maps that have walls around. Because the ideal way you want to play this thing is, you could probably tell, jumping around and climbing walls. The Fang as a spider bot actually can consistently climb walls. It is very fragile, as you guys saw. It is played very much like a Loki. You need to play it very safe. But when it can get its abilities down, it is insane. Okay, also, I think we're fighting against like a super pay-to-win squad right now. Because I see 2 Siroccos already, and then all of my teammates are still back at spawn. That being said, this thing is also a beast. If you guys don't know, this thing has 16 seconds of DMI. So watch this. If I enter my ability and immediately exit it again, you can actually have 16 seconds of DMI. Notice how my health right now is not going down. I can just stay here. Notice how my ability is still not over yet. Look at that. That Bersaglier is shooting me with its entire clip and it's not doing any damage to me. And now I can just cast Bifrost, just wait for my ability cooldown to come back, right? And then I immediately just go back to the Bersaglier. And he can't do anything about it. So now I chase him down. He's about to get EMP'd now. So I EMP him. And he's dead. And I'm still basically at full health. Because this is how the Sirocco is played. It is played like an assassin bot, essentially. This is why I say you want to build this thing for health more than anything. If Sirocco's coming in to try and get me with its EMP, I'm going to see if I can EMP him back. Okay, 5-second EMP. We should still be fine because Sirocco is super tanky. And I can go back into my ability like this and just wait this out. And then I'm just going to come over here and capture this beacon. And I'm DMI'd, by the way, for this entire duration. I am immune to defense mitigation. Notice how I'm hitting both of these guys at the same time? I can just wait for my DMI to go away. And then boom, I pop my Bifrost. once more. And these guys are going to go for me again. I do believe my TRA should kick in here at some point. Okay, I can rust these guys up as well. And you just need to pay attention to when your rust is getting stacked up really hard. Yeah, and now weapons are about to go on reload. So I go back into stealth in a second here. Just watch. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Go back into stealth. These guys apply anti-heal. So I just do this and then boom. They're EMP'd now. So my teammates can actually finish these guys off. Atlas comes in to help. And despite only having like 200,000 health, we finish off one Sirocco and we should finish off the second one too. He's trying to go for me because he knows that I am a bigger threat right now. I might get my EMP off. So if he exits, he's dead. I am getting marked, but notice how I'm actively healing up constantly. Look at this. This is how you play the Sirocco. It is a beast. We were fighting 2 Siroccos just now, and this thing is easily handling both of them. Ultimate Revenant with the Sonic weapons. Look at this. He is doing no damage to us. Despite remember, look, our repair amplifier has already been triggered, and we're still perfectly fine. So I can just do this. I'm getting Pathfinder Mark II. I just go back, wait for my ability to come back, and then I immediately go back. And then exit, and now this Ultimate Revenant is just fried. Because he can't do anything to me. And the Sirocco Titan is also just fried. Look, the Revenant and I are face brawling, and we are taking it out. Kind of insane. Obviously, we lose our DMI there, and the Shoggoth actually gets us down. But yeah, that just gives you an idea of how stupid this setup can be. The Deathmark, okay, so what I've discovered from this specifically is Deathmark specifically is the way to counter the Sirocco. This is why I think Mauler is actually back in the meta. That actually was kind of a bad run though, because I was kind of yapping a little bit too much. Also, our teammates kind of got fried. I think these guys, yeah, they both have Sirocco Titans. Sirocco, I think, is probably the best Titan in the game right now, even more than Princeps. I actually have thought Princeps would be better, but no. Sirocco Titans, I think if you spam Sirocco Titans, this thing is a beast to give you an idea. Obviously, I'm not gonna just show you the best games that Fang has. That was a relatively poor game that I've had with Fang, and even then, we still did like really well. So let me just show you how insane this thing is. And yes, it does block out the Shoggoth drone's defense breach as well. It is just like the TRA. It is 100% defense mitigation immunity. So you can do this, for instance. So boom, boom, and you're literally at spawn beacon, like here, in the span of 3 seconds. And also Demeter can just come here and he gets beacon charge as well. Kind of insane. Then we can go here, capture this beacon. Notice how their vectors are over there, by the way. So what you want to do as Fang is you only want to shoot at people when they're not looking at you. That is basically how you play this thing. So now we're just chipping away this way. I think one of their vector players might be wanting to come for me. So that's fine. Okay, we'll just go back into phase shift here, or sorry, stealth here. And then this guy's defense is now gone. Watch this. So now we can just do this. Burst down his health, and then we're just gone. Boom. And then we're still not stealth, by the way. So now we go back in stealth. And you can readjust yourself nonstop like a Raven does. And then EMP and blast. The other thing that I forgot to mention is the Fang's ability can actually EMP and rust through walls. So notice here, watch this. This guy, actually maybe I shouldn't shoot at this guy just yet. Boom. We'll probably get him down to his last stand here. Yep, there we go. Okay, and now we just dip. We can't really deal with this raptor. Just wait a bit for your teammate to do your stuff. And then we'll come in and chip him down really fast. Jump, boom, dash away. And you can basically just go from beacon to beacon just like this. You really want to avoid vectors, by the way. I do feel like vector does counter this thing pretty hard. And you also want to try and time your ability. Yeah, notice how he EMP'd him just now through a wall. You want to basically trigger vector's last stands as much as you can, and then do stuff like this. And then boom. Like that. So notice how they have a Fang over there. Sorry, not a Fang, a Vulcan over there. I'm just gonna ignore him. And watch this. I can just shoot at this kid. And then dash back into stealth. And we still get the kill. I'm stealth, by the way, right now, I think. Actually, maybe I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not stealth. Oh my god. I got muted. I got muted. Somebody muted me. Okay, like I said, EMP, huge counter to this thing. We did get hit with the mute mothership. That Vulcan did do a good job. But notice how the enemies have 3 beacons. Look at how fast this thing moves now. Watch this. Boom, boom. Go into stealth. Okay, I think this guy has a seeker drone or a quantum reader. I have no idea. We'll just chillax for a second. Burst down this guy's health, EMP him, and then get back out. So this is how you want to play this thing. And the drone heals up gray and green HP. I do not have a single healing seal on the drone. Sorry, Fang. So watch this. I can go from here to their spawn beacon. Watch this. Look how insane this is. Oh, whoop. Never mind. I messed up the jump. Pause. Technical difficulties. All right. We're going to have to try that again. But trust me, this build is absurd at how quickly you can cap beacons in. Okay, they're spawning back at their spawn beacon. I don't know why. We'll have to wait for this jump unit to cool down for a second. And then we'll have to use our jump and fly. So boom, boom. Okay, we're going to do a basic jump here. We're not going to do a super jump. Fly over this way, catch this Vulcan by surprise, and just obliterate him, and then go back into stealth. Yeah, like I said, because of how fragile this thing is, you want to only use it to hunt down enemies that are not looking at you. Okay, this guy is looking at me now though, so we gotta dip. So boom, jump, fly this way. Notice how this guy's in Amit. We can kind of just burst him down right now because we do have our Bifrost. Although I think we still died Bifrosted. Okay, kind of interesting. Okay, I need to stop yapping when I play this thing because this thing, like I said, you need to play it with skill. But the good thing about this is that, number one, it's a really good beacon capper. Second, if you have a Titan that has like the Titan skill that basically lets you charge your your Titan really fast, you can also use it as a really fast, like a Titan spawner. So notice how I die here on purpose without using any skills. You can kind of faceplant the new Titan in because this thing, you guys can see I just immediately exit my ability. I have defense mitigation immunity for basically what is the next 16 seconds. And remember, these weapons can hit everything in a cone. So even if you get taunted or something, you can still hit people through it. Which is kind of insane. I'm still DMI'd, by the way. I'm still DMI'd. Now, I just lost my DMI. Throughout the entirety of that process. I had DMI the entire time. Which is insane. And we got our beacon back. So this thing, it's one of those beacon... It's like Luchador, where you can spawn it on a beacon to completely shut it down. Because it's literally impossible to kill. The other thing I will note is the Princeps cannot actually grab thrust the Sirocco away if it's still in its ability. So we can do this. Now I'll go back into stealth. Notice how the moment I exited stealth, he's pushing me back. He's smart. He actually probably has fought against enough Siroccos that he knows how to counter it. But let's just say that notice how he has the torch furnace weapons. Watch this. I just come back this way. I do this. I exit DMI. He doesn't have his ability anymore. And we just kill the Princeps. Just like that. Obviously our teammate got the kill there. But look, I'm taking no damage. This guy's using the Omen weapons on me, and this Bjorn is face planting me with his entire ammo canister, and I took like 10,000 damage throughout that entire time. Kind of insane. Okay, we have to do this because we are getting shot pretty hard by that Newton. I'm gonna go this way and actually kill him because, as you guys can see, our TRA is not charged yet, but we can do stuff like this, and the Newton has no defenses against me. And look at that, he's doing no damage to me. It's absurd. And then look, we get the free kill, and then now our TRA triggers, which is kind of insane. So now we just wait. Okay, we did get muted, which is kind of bad. We will have 10 seconds of EMP here, but that's fine because, again, we're fine. Because even if we're blinded and EMP'd, we can still hit people, as you can see. Because these Tesla coils, they do not actually need you to be able to see something to be able to shoot it. Yeah, look, we are suppressed as well. We get the kill on him easily. Mothership up. And yeah, this thing is basically unkillable. The only way the Sirocco Titan dies is because it literally has too much gray HP. So if you have anything that heals up gray HP on this Titan, this is basically unkillable. There's no way to destroy this thing. Because look, my DMI is about to run out now because my repair amp has already been fully triggered. But look, I can just do stuff like this. And notice how I have DMI again. And you'll see that I'm going to have DMI for the next 16 seconds. Keep your eye on it if you want. And also, this actually deals a decent amount of damage too. The ability, yeah, look, I'm DMI'd fully. This Bjorn is firing his full lasers into me. And I still have DMI, which is kind of insane. And also the ability, if you have the level 100 pilot, can also trigger Rust and EMP as well. The Rust actually you get regardless, but you can trigger EMP there. So you can chain Bifrost now, right? And then once your Bifrost defense mitigation immunity ends, you just immediately cycle this back. So you have infinite EMP basically, because it's on like a 8-second cooldown. You have infinite defense mitigation immunity. And whenever even if you're getting shot with defense mitigation immunity, you can just instantly trigger another phase shift. Because this thing, its phase shift ability, that gives it phase shift plus defense mitigation immunity on top of cast. You can just exit. And so you can dodge around projectiles if you're getting bum rush and run away. You can tank everything for 16 seconds because you have 16 seconds of defense mitigation immunity. By the way, to give you context of how stupid that is essentially getting a Luchador Reflector for 16 seconds. You guys know how Luchador like plants itself on the ground? Actually, no, that's a bad comparison. A better comparison would be Bjorn. Bjorn, when it's in its bear stance, like with the blue shield up, standing still, Sirocco gets that basically, but it also lasts for 16 seconds compared to Bjorn's 9, which is insane. Absolutely insane. Tons of damage. Like, it's just absurd how powerful this thing can be. And this guy has an Indra, well played by him. I don't know how he was doing so much damage, but I don't know. Good job. Yeah, it's absurd. So the best way to play the Fang, obviously, I'm dropping it first right now because I do want to showcase the Fang. The best place to drop the Fang, in my opinion, is to drop it when you're losing on beacons. If you have only one Fang, I recommend playing a Brawler first to charge your Titan faster, and then dropping your Fang to cap beacons if the enemies are capturing a lot of beacons really fast. Otherwise, you can just kind of just run it however you want. I'm just claiming some tasks here real quick. So let me just show you also, I have not done a double jump tech yet. You can do the double jump tech to capture the mid beacon insanely fast because it's basically like a Raven with the speed, which is pretty insane. All right, so we're back on Dead City. Dead City is actually one of the more okay maps. I'm actually gonna go straight for the mid spawn here, middle beacon, so that we can actually catch it and get a bit of a head start. So you can do this, boom. It's just a super jump, and you can actually cancel your jump by moving backwards while jumping. Yes, it'll eat up a second ability charge, but you can get to mid pretty fast. I don't know how that Lynx got here so fast, though. Good for him, I guess. And then, look, you can I just EMP'd all those guys through a wall. Kind of insane. Yeah, I need a jump. Oh my god. This guy, the wall kind of face planted me there. Okay, I'm just going to back up because we don't have ability charges. You need to manage your ability pretty well. And I don't know what our teammate over there is doing. He's fighting 3 people without any of our teammates there to help. Okay, we'll just move over this way. I'm going to see if I can hunt down, I think that hawk maybe over there. I think that's an ultimate hawk. So boom, boom. Notice how I'm just completely ignoring the vector. And I can just go straight for the hawk over here. And watch this. He's EMP'd. He's dead. And then I can just go back into stealth. Because now he can't shoot me. It's kind of insane, no? And then you just come over here. Capture this beacon. Right? And, okay. Oh, he's actually smart. He dropped himself a bot of his own. I'm going to Bifrost up here because he does have a raptor. Oh my god. I kind of need to be careful. Alright, Shenlu's come straight on me. I'm just going to completely ignore him and run the hell away. Notice how, like, I can just get out of situations for free. So normally you would just die in that kind of situation. But now I can just help my teammate fighting halfway across the map. And I just bum rush this kid. I jump this way. There's a vector in our spawn. So let me just help out our teammates real quick. EMP him and help us get the kill there. Oh my god. We are probably going to lose half health, but I have Death Survivor as well, which gives me back an ability charge every time I lose it. Okay, I need to cast my skill, unfortunately, there. That's fine. I'll just jump over this way, dash, and then EMP him when I get the chance. Oh, never mind. He self-destructs. Smart on his part. Otherwise, he would have given us some extra Titan charge and a mothership. But yeah, look, this is just... Oh my god. Okay, Shenlu actually teleports on us. Smart on him. We also got hit by a Thor. I think motherships as well is really good at killing the Fang. Because of how squishy it is, you can actually consistently get off like motherships on him. And it will go down pretty fast. But yeah, you can do stuff like this. Just spawn in, EMP, dash away. Okay, notice how the luchador is trying to fight us right now? Watch this. You can also, because of how fast you are, do the circle strat. If you guys have ever played a brawler before, you can basically do this thing where you circle around the enemy because of how fast you are. Obviously, it didn't work there because we did kind of a troll for a second, but that's fine. You kind of get the idea of it. It's a lot easier to do, by the way, when you're not talking like I am. So let me focus up next game as well and just showcase you how it works if you just focus up and time your abilities properly. Because ability timing is one of the most important things when you're playing the Fang. If you mess up your ability even once, as you guys probably could tell from watching me play, you will just die. Fang is too squishy. It just drops like a fly if you do not time it properly. But it also means that Fang actually gets opened up for a lot of pathways. Because of how quickly it can actually get to a spot and take out an enemy, you can run a different set of burst weapons besides just its signature Harmaddens and still do really well. Okay, notice how, by the way, I can... Okay, I think I'm still dead here, but that's fine. We can drop our Titan here and take those 2 out. Okay, they got our beacons about. Wait, I just still don't have my Sirocco Titan. Interesting. Okay, and we just have a Sirocco in our spawn. I don't know where our teammates are, but this is not good. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can try to get our Titan up by hitting these other Titans. Okay, let's see. All right. I think we should have our Titans soon. Okay, maybe we try to self-sacrifice because I don't know how our teammates are not getting any beacons. This is kind of absurd. But yeah, whatever. We'll just go. And then bam, we go here, drop our Titan. I don't think we're winning this game because as you guys can see, we do only have like 3 people left. Oh my god. Okay, I'm actually gonna go this way. This guy looks like they don't actually know that I'm here. So I'm just quickly EMP him. Boom. And look, oh, he self-destroys himself. Okay, whatever. Look, I'm face taking a full set of veneers, by the way, from a Persacley. You guys know how quickly this thing drops you. And we still take like no damage. Kind of insane. So it is absurd how tanky this Titan is. Okay, I'm guessing I'm getting kind of unlucky. I don't know. How the hell are these guys getting more points than me? That's what I'm not understanding. Okay, well, I guess next time, we should try playing with our team. Because remember, Fang is also, because of that EMP, it's a really good support bot. Okay, I'm not really showcasing good gameplay here, am I? All right, we'll try it again. Trust me, this works. Trust me, this works. It is insanely good if you can actually like get a good game with it. The only issue is because of how squishy it is, people will also try to target you. People understand that the Fang is a very good counter bot, so they will try to hunt you down. But again, this game I'm going to focus up and try to help my teammates more. Okay, we have 2 Lynxes. I'm going to stick with our Vector because our Vector is the better bot to support here. But we can just do this. And yeah, the jump unit, you actually get so much airtime with the jump unit. So we'll time our ability to specifically dodge their shots. You guys can see here, this guy's running away. We're gonna quickly grab this beacon. Nice. Vector helps us get it. Okay, we actually get hit by that, which is kind of unlucky. Okay, we'll hit this in Axol a bit, empty out our clip, and then boom, go back into Invis. This guy's got a Harpy, or sorry, a Siren. We'll just wait for him to land, and then we can just kind of mothership up here. And then, boom, finger blast him, basically. Boom, jump up here. And then as we're flying over him, take him out, and then just dash again. The mobility you have with this thing is really fun if you know how to use it. So notice how this Vector not even looking at us. Watch how fast we can take it down. Boom. We can't actually kill it, though. Notice how our teammate had to help us kill it. Because these weapons, they do like no damage when the enemy's 1 HP. But this is essentially how you want to play this. Okay, so this guy is here. Our Vector's fighting him. I'm going to quickly chip him down a bit more. And then jump over. And then just pass by. And go hunt for another target. You don't want to spawn where the enemy with this thing. Yeah, see? Notice how we like basically did no damage to him. We had to fire like 3 shots. Yeah, I'm going to use my mothership here real quick. See if I can get in here and chip this. Okay, never mind. He's smart. Okay, we're going to have to ability and get out. Oh my god. Vector over there. I can actually do a little bit of a chip damage to him by doing this. And now he's going to look for us, so we just get the hell away like by doing this. And boom, we go from that side to the other side. Literally like jumping across the other map. It's like a jumping spider. That's literally what this reminds me of. And look, the Amit over here. Okay. I can jump over him basically and fire at him while through the air and then just immediately ability back out. And we just help our team get the free kill on him because of that. And then we just go for this beacon and rinse and repeat. You guys kind of get the gist of it by now. All right. And also the Fang specialty is killing Titans with these weapons. Yeah, I can just jump. Boom. Just kind of like fly over him. Notice how he's now running in the complete wrong direction. I can come over here, help our teammate take this Vector out. Oh my god. And then boom. Just dash away. Notice how that Vector got 1 clip, by the way. Just a heads up. And then we just jump. EMP him. Jump unit also, from what I've seen, helps you enable EMP tactics because you can only disable your you can only disable your ability if you shoot or use like a module. That's the only way to get the ability out. Yeah, I'm gonna Bifrost up here, and then look how quickly the Bjorn dies. Ah, yes, perfectly balanced. So yeah, now he's gonna come for me. I can't actually kill him though. I did my job. I'm gonna quickly burst this guy down. Yeah, notice how these shotguns, I guess they fixed it overnight because they weren't doing this much damage before. Yeah, look, our teammates dropped on him. I can just do this to EMP him and then just see if we can do some burst damage on this kid. Okay, not quite. We'll just wait for our ability. We don't actually need to use our ability yet. Oh my god, this guy is... We do not want to fight a Bjorn at close range. All right, look at this. So Atlas over here. I'm going to jump behind him because he's not looking, right? Now watch this. We are here. And then we go back into stealth. Oh my god. Oh, he has Quantum Radar. Okay. This Princeps has Quantum Radar. Smart on him. What is happening with our beacons, by the way? How are our teammates losing every single beacon? Is that even... That's kind of insane. Okay. Well, anyways, you can go back here. If you really hate a specific enemy... Look, this Princeps has Quantum Radar and he still can't hit us. That's how stupidly fast the Fang is. I do this. Yeah. He had Quantum Radar. He was actively shooting at us. You saw that. And yet the Veneers... You travel so fast through the air that they can't physically track you. So how's this guy not getting a beacon? What? Okay, well, anyways, you kind of get the gist of it. So QR does counter it, but with this insane speed set, you can actually just get out. I was hunting down the Atlas there, which I probably shouldn't have done because we probably would have lived in our Fang and we could have maybe come back at a different time. Because if the Fang is getting hard focused, it's very hard to survive. Meanwhile, if you can actually get into cover and go back to hit the enemy when they aren't looking at you, that's where this thing is truly OP. So we'll just quickly move over this way. This guy's in a bedware. He's EMP. Okay, we EMP'd him a little too late. But yeah, look, we're just rust storing him so he can't heal up. And then we can just kind of shoot over him. Because the Sirocco Titan is tall enough to actually do this. Shoot over cover, which is kind of insane. Yeah, look, he didn't heal that much health because he is just like fully rusted up right now, which is absurd. And then once they start shooting you, you can actually just stay in this form and just serve as bait for your team, which is kind of funny. Yeah, this is essentially how you play this thing. We can keep him in ball form with our EMP. And then even through ball form, this thing hits like a truck. He's trying to go for the beacon. In Champions League, you want to make sure that you don't give your enemies free beacon charge because then they'll be able to get their mothership back. You can see I have my mothership back now. These Teslas do charge mothership a little bit consistently. They aren't the fastest. They aren't as fast as the robot weapons from what I can see, but they are pretty good. And then I can just Bifrost up here because I don't want to give him the beacon. So boom. And then yeah. Oh yeah, look, watch. These weapons have 200 meter range. I can just get in here and now I'm hitting like 3 of them at the same time. Kind of crazy. Yeah, and when your weapons are reloading, you should... Yeah, I got a Titan Slayer on the Bjorn just by existing, essentially. And then we can go hunt down this Atlas next. So boom. Notice how we aren't EMP'd because we are still in our ability. And the craziest thing is you can cast the EMP on the Sirocco Titan while you're still in your phase shift. So you can just cast it and then basically force the enemies into fighting you. This guy is fried though, yeah. We have a teammate there. Okay, this guy's gonna get the beacon. I'm gonna let him do that. And we'll just, meanwhile, go help out our other teammates. Yeah, you can kind of see the gist. Even when your Fang dies, you've messed with the enemy's mental enough that you now have just free reign into enemy territory. Because they're going to have, like, nothing. They're going to have to drop their Titans first because they want to hunt you down. Or they're going to have to drop down a precious bot that they have and expose themselves for a long time. People who have Mark III vectors typically don't have multiple Mark III vectors because they think in their head 1 or 2 vectors is enough to survive the entire game. But the Fang, on the other hand, has this gimmick where you literally just drop into 90% health with like 5 or 6 shots. And then you can just kind of dip after that, and your teammates can finish him off. Because a vector that's full... Your team is also going to have vectors in Champions League. Your vector will easily win against an enemy vector. If they are rusted, they have 90% of the health gone, and they're EMP'd. They're not going to be able to do anything. 9 million damage casually. Our teammates did obviously dupe stuff. Fang, in my opinion, is a support Saboteur bot. And this guy's running the Mauler, as you can see. Enemy team for comparison, Princeps, Ultimate Gear, Mark III everything. You guys can see for yourself. This guy as well. Boom. Mark III stuff. This guy, the Bjorn, by the way, bro got cooked because the weapons just dropped him. I think it did 1.6 million damage from what I saw. This same guy. Sorry, my bad. This guy. Next guy, Rook, Versaglia, Bedware. Poor Bedware. Got absolutely fried. But yeah, you guys kind of get the gist of it. Sirocco Titan, busted. Brain dead broken, in my opinion. They need to decrease the DMI time. Because notice how here, your base duration on your Mirage... Wait, what? If the Titan exits the roamer state early, the resistance effect lasts longer. Yes, okay. So you can basically... I think the way it works is you get 8 seconds of DMI and 6 seconds of phase shift. But if you cancel out your phase shift early, you can get 6... I don't know why it says 14, because I counted it. Maybe I counted wrong, but... 14 to 16 seconds of defense mitigation immunity. Your phase shift time, if you exit phase shift early, that phase shift time gets added to your DMI. That's essentially how it works. And also, it says 10-second cooldown. In practice, it's 8-second cooldown. So maybe it's because of like boosters in game, but yeah, kind of insane. And also the Magnetic Storm, this thing is cyclable. It lasts 8 seconds and then you get an 8-second cooldown. Because you have so much faster uptime on it, I do recommend you guys can see here, you can get this defense expert skill, which gives you 50 extra defense points when you have your ability active. I think it's better to put this on your magnetic storm instead of your phase shift ability, your roamer ability. That's what it's officially called. Because the roamer ability, I think it's better to put, you can put this on the roamer ability too, but I think it's better to just put this here and then put stubborn warrior on your Sirocco. Because your Sirocco is so tanky that you'll typically never die. Sirocco has so much health that you physically cannot one clip it. And it has a skill set built into it that makes it so that even ultimate titans that normally will delete you in half a second, Veneer ultimate Aoming, the Torch ultimate Aoming, Mirrormets with like the Vortex, no, with the Vortex weapons, but the Belava and Kiston. All those weapons cannot one-shot a Sirocco. Sirocco does not die. That is its gimmick, and the reason why the Tesla weapons fit so perfectly on it is because it can tank so many people at the same time. This Titan is perfectly built to be fighting multiple Titans at the same time. You really want to, if you have a Sirocco, fight at least 2 or 3 enemies simultaneously, because your storm, your magnetic storm, also deals like 200,000 damage every time you cast it. That is free 200,000 damage for 8 seconds that you can just do to everybody around you. So it's kind of played like a Kid and Arthur back in the day, where Kid and Arthur would kind of just walk into a bunch of enemies and cast Stove or the Blast Wave, so that they just get a free like chunk of damage on everyone. Same thing with Sirocco, but this thing is basically that dialed up to 11 because you have EMP, Rust on top of a lot of damage. And as a bonus, as you guys might have seen from the gameplay, this thing, if you're playing against it, you can't see anything. You get so many particles on your screen that it's so hard to identify what you're shooting at. Which the Sirocco Titan obviously does not have a problem with, because these Tesla weapons, you don't need to see to shoot. You just see the enemy hitbox and you're like, oh, that's a robot. Boom, 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 boom. And it's just the chains automatically go. So this thing is absolutely insane. If you run it, I think of the update, the Sirocco Titan with these weapons is hands down the best thing you can get. So if you want to spend money on the game, which again, I don't highly recommend, but if you do, remember, go Yo Your Brother. Helps with giveaways. Shameless plug, I know. But anyways, if you do decide to go for it, remember it is expensive. I think if you go to the events tab, it's, where is it actually? It's the new Titan pad. It might be this. No, that's not it. That's the Robo Data pad. Here we go. New Titan pad. It is $30 per pad. Your chances of getting the Sirocco Titan is only a 9.45%. That's less than 10. That does not mean if you open 10 pads, you'll get the Sirocco Titan. That means you'll have to open up a significant amount of pads. You'll probably have to open up maybe 20 of these, maybe more if you're unlucky, to get a single Sirocco. And on top of that, the weapons and the pilot, at least those are higher. Realistically speaking, you'll have a lot of Bark Alphas and Bark Betas by the time you actually get this. So, just a full disclaimer, this Titan is the best Titan in the game right now, even better than all the Ultimate Titans. So, including Ultimate Titans, this is the best Titan in the game. But I don't recommend going for it if you're planning on spending money, because you're probably going to have to spend $500, $600 just to get a Sirocco. Not right now, but yeah. Just a quick recap of everything. Fang, run it as a beacon runner. It is OP as a beacon runner. It is very strong. I do think that this Fang, because of how squishy it is, you don't want to drop it first. Neo, please. I'm turning off squad invites for a second. Yeah, do not run in right away. You guys saw for yourself, this thing is best run as hit and run. Because any fight that you take, to give you an idea of how squishy this is, the Vector with the Hippocrocal weapons can one-shot the Fang. Even if you invest fully into health on the Fang, it gets 2-shot. If the Fang itself shoots at the Vector, it can only take 1 or 2 shots from the Hippocrocal weapons. And the Fahrenheit weapons, don't even get me started. You guys saw how quickly the Fahrenheit weapons got absolutely like slaughtered. So be wary. These weapons are probably the best for the Fang because you don't want to take a long fight. However, I will say, if you are free to play, other weapons to invest in that you should consider. Hippocroco, pretty good for hit and run. You shoot 1 shot and you just go back straight into stealth. Possibly, actually not even the Mirix weapons. I think one of the other weapons you can run is, you guys know how the Ravager sometimes runs the Egyptian balls. I think the Deshret weapons for the Deshrets could work on this thing. That is a free burst of like 100,000, 200,000 damage that you do while being basically completely untargetable. And of course, if you want to run it as a beacon runner, you can also run the default gas, the stake, sorry, I think it's the spike, yeah. The spike setup for the spikes obviously give you Aegis shields, also very fun to run. But yeah, remember this thing, if you don't have it at high level, I do recommend, because of how squishy Fang is, it's best run as either a beacon capper or a support bot. you kind of want to run this like the Pathfinder if it's low level, where you want to hide behind walls and only really hit things while they're like not looking at you. As you guys know, Pathfinder cannot take a lot of fire. If the moment they start shooting at a Pathfinder, yes, is tanky, but especially in the current meta with all the vectors, it goes down really fast. So even with Friezo, you want to play this thing safe. Similarly, Fang is like that, but you guys know how Loki players, they go stealth and then they shoot you and they go back into stealth? That's essentially how you want to play Fang. However, the Fang has the benefit of having the ability to redirect its jump midair. So, do I think Fang is good? Yes. Do I think it's the best robot in the game? No. Vector is still the best robot in the game. I think Vector with these Harmattan shotguns, I think 2 Harmattan M's, 2 Harmattan L's is probably the best Vector setup right now. It is tanky enough to survive everything. The weapons hit like a truck, so it kills other Vectors. It doesn't have to worry about the fact that the Harmattans leave somebody at 1 HP because the Vector's built-in Sword Slash ability, the Event Horizon, deals a lot of damage to finish off everything. And on top of that, it solves the Vector's biggest weakness, which is Titans. These weapons, as you guys saw, we did 1.6 million damage to a Bjorn in 3 seconds. How do you counter that? You can't. Which is why I think right now, the Titan meta, if you guys want a full tier list right now, I think the Titan tier list goes Sirocco, first best Titan in the game, hands down. After Sirocco, probably the Princeps. Although I will say Ultimate, actually no. It's Sirocco, Ultimate Mirmets, then probably Princeps, then probably Ultimate Minos is probably 4th. And then after that, probably Atlas, I'd say. After Atlas, I think we have the Mauler, actually. Actually, no, sorry, Bersaglier. Bersaglier after Atlas. Bersaglier is still a very solid Titan. Although I will say, be careful of Sirocco. Sirocco kind of hard counters the Bersaglier, as you guys saw. Mauler has actually entered back in the meta in the top 10 because of how stupid Sirocco is. You need a Death Mark to be able to kill Sirocco through its basically impenetrable defense. So you need to use Mauler to counter that. I think Bedware has kind of fallen off a little bit, but it's still good. Luchador, on the other hand, is just fried. Once people get their hands on these Harmattan shotguns, Luchadors will not last more than 10 seconds. The craziest part about these Harmattan shotguns is they can shoot through last stands and defense mitigation immunity. Meaning, if somebody drops in a Titan in their spawn, these weapons can still kill them within those first 5 seconds of them spawning in. That is how stupid these weapons are. So you need to be able to tank stuff. Bjorn, despite all of its weaknesses, you guys saw how quickly it dropped in ball form. It's still good because the Aegis shield that it gets when exiting ball form actually keeps it safe from the Titan killing weapons, the Harmattans. So if you guys want a gist of it, the way to counter these one-shot shotguns, basically, is what I'm calling them, is run an Aegis shield. Because these weapons do like no damage against Aegis shields. On the other hand, if you don't have a shield, say your prayers, because you are going to be dying in literally the blink of an eye. That being said, that is it for this quick showcase. I just wanted to give you guys an update. Again, I will be dropping more in-depth ultra-fast speed guides for the Fang and the Sirocco in the future. So stay tuned for those. Those will take time, as you guys know. But yeah, that is my opinion on the Fang and Sirocco. This is how you should play them. Fang as a Saboteur Beacon Capper and Beacon Turnaround. And then Sirocco as your basically tank. When you're playing Sirocco, make sure you have as many people shooting at you as you can, because then your Princeps and your other Titans that you play with, especially if you're playing in a squad, can stay alive. Because this thing can probably die, it can probably take like 10 million damage easily and it still won't die. So yeah, that's all for this video. See you guys in the next one. Everybody, signing off. Look forward to the next episode, which will probably be a free-to-play speedrun episode. And then after that, we'll be getting a datapad opening video. So look forward to that. But that's all for today. I'll see you guys in the next one.